We recently covered the incredible discovery of a pristine, untouched, unlooted pre-flood city found within Sangsingdui, near the southwestern city of Chengdu. A site still filled to the rafters with this lost civilization's treasures and bizarre artifacts, none of which predictably synonymous with known Chinese history. It exposed the academic world's struggle to date such sites and the finds therein. A site spared the clutches of particular institutes and thus found to be full of compelling evidence to support its tremendous age, clearly being from a pre-cataclysmic era. And this next discovery of no exception. It too yet another incredible, untouched, abruptly abandoned citadel, a pre-flood relic literally preserved within the sands of time. Its inhabitants, like the countless other pre-flood sites found worldwide, once somehow vanishing into thin air. Known as Rub al-Khali, its true identity, however, possibly far more profound. In 2002, Sheikh Mohammed Al Maktoum spotted unusual dune formations and a large black deposit while flying over the desert. The area like that of the city found in the southwestern part of China, completely unknown of, with the entire area simply assumed to have been a barren wasteland, a candidate for the lost city's possible identity that has been put forward by a number of historians and researchers alike, is that the site could be that of the legendary Atlantis of the Sands, a place once known as Ubar, which, according to the legend, was buried beneath the sand after being destroyed as a punishment by God. T.E. Lawrence, a British officer during World War I, was the first to famously dub Ubar the Atlantis of the Sands. He was first to describe the lost city to the Western world, with legends telling of it containing immeasurable wealth, yet destroyed by God due to their arrogance and thusly swallowed forever by the sands of the desert. Researchers from Khalifa University in Abu Dhabi have utilized synthetic aperture radar, more commonly known as SAR, penetrative radar technology, to peer below the desert's surface. The radar detected buried structures and revealed clear signs of metal structures, artifacts, and layers of animal bones. It would appear that the scans do indeed suggest our hunch correct, and that we are again on the forefront of unlocking another miraculously intact chapter of lost human history. The findings suggest a complex, interconnected society that thrived in the region thousands of years ago. Researchers identified previously unknown settlements and roadways, which are strong indicators of long-term habitation and organized civilization. With each pass of the radar and layer of sand peeled back by science, the empty quarter is proving it was never truly empty, one researcher told the press. With the complete lack of any awareness of its existence written anywhere within human literature, it too shares the same inexplicable origin story as the countless other sites we share here on our channel. Yet what we find particularly intriguing are the legends of an Atlantis of the Sands, possibly called so due to its past technological prowess, and with scans revealing that the site is seemingly intact a mere few meters below the researchers' feet. One can indeed hope that they do further in-depth investigations into just what could be hiding beneath. Yet alas, if the funders that be catch wind of its potential to be an historical controversy, they may indeed pull the proverbial plug. Thus I wouldn't get one's hopes up in regards to more official explorations. Yet regardless, I will do my best to keep you all posted. It is a site which we find highly compelling.
Borkley, in his 1932 book Death Valley Men, discusses within the chapter Old Gold a conversation which he had several years prior with a small group of Death Valley residents. This conversation and subsequent testimonies, along with several other peculiar finds within the valley, would suggest that something quite remarkable has been concealed there, hidden by powerful and shadowy figures working out of the Smithsonian Institute. Two of the men, Jack and Bill, described their experience within an underground city, which they claimed to have discovered after one of them had fallen through the bottom of an old mine shaft near Wingate Pass. They claimed to have followed about 20 miles of tunnel systems north into the heart of the Panamint Mountains. There they allegedly found a huge, ancient underground city. They claimed that within the city lay several perfectly preserved mummies, which were wearing thick golden armbands and wielding solid gold spears. They also discovered that the whole system was lit by an ingenious system of lights fed by subterranean gases. They claimed to have seen a large, polished round table which looked as if it may have been part of an ancient council chamber, giant statues of solid gold, heavy stone wheelbarrows which were perfectly balanced and scientifically constructed so that a child could use them, huge stone doors which were also perfectly balanced by counterweights, among many other incredible claims. Having followed the caverns upwards to a higher level, which opened out onto the face of the Panamints, about halfway up the eastern slope in the form of a few ancient tunnel-like quays, they realized that the valley below was once underwater, and they eventually came to the conclusion that the arched openings were ancient docks for sea vessels. They could see Furnace Creek Ranch and Wash far below them. They told Borkley that they had brought some of the treasure out of the caverns and tried to set up a deal with certain people, including scientists associated with the Smithsonian Institute, in order to gain help to explore and publicize the city as one of the wonders of the world. Though unfortunately, a close, quote, friend of theirs stole these treasures, and they were rejected by when they went to find the mine entrance and could not find it. They claimed that someone had altered and rearranged the entire hillside and the landscape did not look like it had done before. When Lee last heard from the two men, Bill and Jack, they were preparing to climb the east face of the Panamints to locate the ancient tunnel openings, or quays, high up the side of the steep slope. In 1946, a man called Dr. F. Bruce Russell, a retired physician, told a similar story about finding strange underground rooms in the Death Valley area in 1931. He told of a large room with several tunnels leading off in different directions. One of these tunnels led to another large room that contained 3 mummies. Artifacts found in the room appeared to be a combination of Egyptian and American Indian design. The most amazing thing about the mummies, though, was the fact that they were more than 8 feet tall. Dr. Russell and a group of investors formed Amazing Explorations Inc. to handle the release and to profit from this remarkable find. But Russell mysteriously disappeared, and the investigators were never able to find the caverns again, even though Russell had personally taken them there. Months later, Russell's car was found abandoned with a burst radiator in a remote area of Death Valley. His suitcase was still in the car. The old yet extremely reliable TV series Death Valley Days also once ran a short story about Western pioneers finding mummies in the desert. And since one of the scriptwriters stated that there had never been a script without a solid basis in fact on the show, it would be interesting to find out what their source had been, if anyone can, of course. For now, it seems Death Valley will continue to be shrouded in mystery.